When someone you love dies, you will know harmless phosphorescence. Hello, everyone. This is your host, Thoreau Smiley, and I fell into a vat of crows. Who's joining me?
I'm Josh Cece, and I am quite brilliantly broken.
I'm Brian Lesh, and I watched a horse die.
Unrelated.
I'm Alaric Weber, and I got all these tattoos from the horse insurance money.
That was that big horseback piece of
Insurance money.
And it's double indemnity if it falls on a lady. Or, I know that they do insure horses. That's not crazy, but thinking of a payout.
It's a fire. It's just my horse burned down.
I'm gonna live off.
He learned his lesson
insurance.
the first time. He's not going to buy another horse. All that sadness wrapped up in a horse.
What's my horse settlement?
No, they were saying offline that the movie starts with him being all about a horse. So why is he the crow? Why isn't he the horse?
Whispering and what have you.
Because people never believed that.
Thank you, Al. That validation meant a lot.
People never
Nobody
believed.
believes.
Nobody ever believed that a horse would carry your soul to
Even
the
though
afterlife.
horses carry things better than most.
More than crows. Yeah, they're much larger. They can carry a lot more stuff than a crow can.
They could ride you right in.
But no, just imagine him all gothed out, but with a tail and hooves on his fists going, I am the horse.
Like that unicorn dude.
Yes. Yes.
Kicking people in the face. Handstand kicking people in the face everywhere he goes.
Doing a bucking bronco.
Don't walk up behind him.
Anyways, this is Harmless Phosphorescence. It's your deep dive movie podcast where we pick a theme or series, we watch the movies, we gather some research into the production and source material, and we tell you all about it. Right now, we are straight back into our mainline comic book movies, superhero movies. We've got a few to get through here before we hit some other series. This show is brought to you by our patrons like executive producers Michael Beckwith and Atticus Burkett. You want to be a patron, go to patreon.com/harmlessentertainment. Come on, guys, $1? You got $1. I got $1.
Guys, let me hold $1.
Yeah. Buck a month. That's all it takes. And you'll get all of our monthly movies. You'll get our whole backlog of stuff that isn't on the main feed. There's music shows on there. We did a whole Star Wars series a few years back. A new monthly movie. We just did Adaptation. This month we're going to be doing Alfred Hitchcock's Rope, which is going to be fun. Our first.
Apparently, it played at the Loft yesterday at 11 a.m.
Oh, damn!
And I found out about it at 10:45.
Oh.
I've never seen it on the large screen.
Yeah, me neither. That would have been great. So patreon.com/harmlessentertainment, or just go to patreon.com and search Harmless Entertainment. That's how search bars work. This week on Harmless Phosphorescence, we are watching 2024's The Crow.
What's the first thing you liked about me?
I thought that you were quite brilliantly broken.
You feel like my person.
You feel like my person.
What's the worst thing you've ever done?
I saw things.
I saw The Crow
I
2024.
shouldn't have seen any of it.
Julie! Julie! Please don't do that!
When someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead. But sometimes something so bad happens. that the soul cannot rest. Until you put the wrong things right. You were given the power of a god. But you're running out of time to save her. I'm gonna kill them. Every single one of them. I killed you.
Yeah, you did.
We have a problem. He came for us.
First impulse. Anger. It's not anger. It's love. Look at what you've become. You know that love promises only pain. You have no idea what hell awaits you. No, I do.
How many people have you loved?
I'll never be alone.
How many people have you loved? A crow's dozen.
A burner's worth. I found the lack of Iggy Pop disturbing.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it was the second
Crow
one. Yeah.
It was the second one. Yeah. Ever since The Crow 2, every Crow movie should have an Iggy Pop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although 2025 Iggy Pop is a rough looking fella.
It was rough. Which one had Dennis Albert?
Is it the third one?
We didn't do the third one. We did 1, 2, and 4 because 3 wasn't released in theaters.
The fourth one. It was.
But was it that franchise that he did?
Not DiCaprio. Eddie Furlong and Dennis Hopper.
Furlong.
That's the one where they lived in like a desert town. That was the first time I heard some people believe. I heard it incorrectly, but that was the first one.
The Crow 2024. It was released August 23rd, 2024. Running time of 111 minutes. It cost $50 million and it made $24 million. It went at the box office.
Womp.
Yep. People did not
kids say.
turn out for Machine Crow Kelly and Harley Quinn in their it's Goth time fun time show. That was the subtitle. People didn't talk about it. Machine Crow Kelly and Harley Quinn in their Goth time fun time show.
I think that's what they get for casting a Pete Davidson type instead of just casting Pete Davidson in a role.
Pete Davidson would have been incredible as the Crow. I wouldn't have been able to take a second of him killing people seriously.
Constantly breaking.
Yeah.
What's that Chad role? Yeah.
He just has John Mulaney as the Crow whisperer guy.
His Crow Zone attendant.
Yeah, his Crow Zone attendant
with his cue cards. Say this.
The Crow. It didn't do well at the box office, but let's go ahead and play the box office top 10 game. This is the game where I will describe the top 10 movies of the week of August 23rd, 2024. And these guys are going to try to guess what movies I am describing. We have actually covered a weird amount of the movies on the box office top 10 this week on this show. More than you'd think, considering how recent that is. So here we go. The top 10 movies of the week of August 23rd, 2024 at Number 10, feelings. Nothing more than feelings.
Cats?
Inside Out 2.
Inside Out 2.
Oh,
Yes.
right.
Actually, God, a lot of these we've talked about already, which sucks.
Not as a show, just
Yeah, on the box
Like in
office
a-
top 10.
in the top 10.
You know what?
Hey, the faster we can get to the Crow Zone,
Right.
you know.
You know what? Here, I'm just going to do the ones that opened this week. Because
Oh, come on.
okay,
Yeah.
all right, fine.
Come on. You're going to lose your crow powers if you don't love it enough. Crow.
At number 9 this week, it's just Steve Carell gets a new beach house. Yeah, Despicable
4.
Me 4.
Yeah, you did these.
Opening at number 8 this week, soulmates are brutally murdered.
The Crow.
Got it.
Caca!
Yeegaw!
Does the description talk about a horse dying?
The description talks about, what is it? Soulmates Eric and Shelley are brutally murdered. Given a chance to save the love of his life, Eric must sacrifice himself and traverse the worlds of the living and dead seeking revenge.
Behind you, Thoreau, you have a screenshot from Alfred Hitchcock's The Bird.
Yeah.
And a moment ago, we mentioned Mulaney. There's a fantastic sketch with he and Kate McKinnon about the birds.
Yeah.
She's in a phone booth trying to call 911. He's like, I'm sorry, did you just whisper birds into the phone? It's the birds. He blew up a gas station. How did a bird blow up? I don't know. Perhaps it found a lit match and carried
Ethan
it
has a
over.
gun.
Yeah. At number 7 at the box office. Wandering her rambling old house in her boring new town, a young girl discovers a hidden door. Leaving it at that is hilarious. Not saying where the door leads is hilarious because it's like to the bathroom.
It sounds like a euphemism.
This is a re-release of a popular, I don't want to say kids film, but, kid adjacent.
Oh, Coraline?
Yeah.
Coraline.
Yeah, they re-released that. That's right.
Yeah. At number 6 this week, it's not just one tornado. It's
Twisters.
It's many tornadoes, and they're coming for you.
Like the shark in Jaws 4.
That's right. This time it's personal.
I found you. I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you, Helen Hunt.
They should have named it Jawses.
Jawses.
I agree. Why not?
With the dollar sign.
Jaws cubed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the dollar sign.
At number 5 this week. After graduating from high school without any plans for the future, Isaiah receives a push to start making better life decisions.
Sounds like a Facebook update.
Right? Damn.
I'm fresh out of high school and I regret everything.
And I have no clue what I learned or how or what or why.
Yeah. Wow. I don't understand what this movie is at all because the poster just has 4 normal looking people. Like it's just like, hello, we're humans. And then a big sword in the middle of it.
Is it Teenage Mutant Ninja Humans?
No. I wish it was.
I wish. That's an untapped.
Have we done this one?
No. From the creators of War Room, Overcomer, and Courageous. This might be a Jesus movie.
Sounds like it.
Oh.
Right.
Redemption.
Better life choices.
Whoever wants the next generation the most will get them. It's the tagline. That's incredible.
Oh, the tagline.
This is called
Generation Mine?
This is called The Forge.
Oh, God.
I have heard of this, but I had no
Sounds
idea.
like a gay steel mill to me.
Yeah, I had not heard of this.
The case. I don't know.
Everybody dance now.
We work hard.
And we play hard.
Get it off. All right.
At number 4 at the box office. When tech billionaire Slater King meets cocktail waitress Frida at his fundraising gala, he invites her to join him and his friends on a dream vacation on his private island.
Oh, that's that Channing Tatum movie, right?
Yeah.
Blink? Is it Blink?
Blink
Twice?
Blink twice. Yeah, it's a sequel to Blink. Blink twice. Yeah.
If you're afraid of Channing Tatum, blink twice.
Be like, if Channing Tatum turns you on, blink 3 times.
I can't stop blinking. I can't stop thinking about Channing Tatum now.
The third blink is somewhere else.
The third blink.
All I hear is that Gambit accent, though. Ooh, I'm gonna make
From now on.
making me for myself. Fucking always.
At number 3 this week. When a woman's first love suddenly re-enters her life, her relationship with a charming neurosurgeon is upended, and she realizes she must learn to rely on her own strength to make an impossible choice for her future.
Sophie's.
This movie, by all accounts, is just insane.
Brain surgeons in love.
Based on the global best-selling phenomenon.
Oh, is this our Blake Lively movie?
This is our Blake Lively movie. It ends with us.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called.
I forget she makes movies.
Yeah, it ends with us. No, wherein him being abusive is played as like a third act twist with like Rashomon scenes, flashbacks.
Weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I almost care enough to watch this movie because it's been in the zeitgeist, but I just can't bring myself to do it.
Oof.
I haven't heard of it, I don't think.
Oh yeah, no, it was when Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were trying to Barbenheimer it. So they were like, it ends with Deadpool, and
Let's release Deadpool and this this domestic abuse movie back to back.
Yeah, It Ends With Us is the movie where it's based on a book, and apparently in the book, her interiority is communicated as she writes letters to Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh, I heard about that.
Not a character Ellen DeGeneres plays, to actual Ellen DeGeneres.
The monster that is?
I mean, apparently it was written before, before the world decided, hey, we've had enough of Ellen.
Was she in the movie?
No.
That's lame.
They took all that out because,
Being Ellen Malkovich.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Being Ellen Malkovich.
No thanks.
At number 2 at the box office, while scavenging a derelict station, a group of young people come face to face with a bad
Romuli.
thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Romuli.
Rami and Michelle's.
Yeah. Alien Romulus and Michelle's high school reunion.
Rami.
Yeah. Alien Romulus at number 2.
Romulus and Remus's high school. Like,
give me some titty. Pop out a titty.
make it a wolf titty.
Make it a wolf titty on the rocks.
Pop out a titty is a phrase that has been uttered at many a high school reunion, I'm sure.
Rarely followed with wolf's milk, though.
No, rarely. And number 1 at the box office.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes, exactly.
Bing, bing, bing.
And that is the box office top 10 game, which brings us to a possible new feature of the podcast.
Yeah.
Josh, explain to us what's happening and why we're talking.
Well, if you all don't mind, around Christmas, Andrea got me this box of Marvel trivia, and it's specifically the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So they are questions in the realm of what we've done and talked about.
Apropos to our format.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. Maybe DC makes one We don't know.
Maybe they don't.
Frankly, we don't want to know. Allied biscuit. All right. So I'm not going to look at the answer. And it is multiple choice if we get stuck. The question is, in Iron Man 2, Stark shows videos of failed attempts at replicating his suit, including one created by whom?
Was
Hammer, North Korea.
What did you
India,
say in the beginning?
I think. Hammer?
Army Hammer? Not Army Hammer. Justin Hammer.
Yeah,
Yes.
Hammer Industries is the one that splits the guy in half.
The answer is Justin Hammer. He's trying to make his own Iron Man suit.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well done.
All right. Thank you. And that is our question of the week.
Trivia corner.
Ooh, thanks, Josh. That'll be fun.
Now, how many liters in a gallon?
Nobody knows.
It's 2 point something. I don't know.
Yeah, there is a measure.
Sure.
1 point. I think it's 1 point.
Just that George Washington sketch. And what of the slaves? You asked about the temperature.
That brings us to our character and comic book background. Al, is there any sort of refresher we need for this one?
Oh God.
You can say no.
No.
We're all fine with that.
Was there a horse in the comics?
I don't. Nobody knows.
I mean, the
No one
addition of
believes
this-
it, at least.
of this otherworldly character that Danny Houston plays, but I don't know if he's canon.
Who? Kronos was. Oh no, not. That was not Danny Houston. Rogue was Danny Houston.
Was he named? Was he a named character in this?
Yes.
Just Rogue, R-O-E-G.
The villain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something Rogue.
Victor?
R-O-E-G,
It's always
like
Victor.
Josh said.
It's Jeff.
Vincent. I'm sorry. Close to Victor.
It's spelled
Close to Victor.
G-E-O.
R-O-E-G. Rogue.
Yeah, R-O-E-G.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so just a refresher. This was an adaptation of the 1989 comic book series by James O'Barr, The Crow. In early write-ups, in the very beginnings of development hell, they said that this movie was going to be truer to the original comic, but I don't know if it was.
Yeah, I've got a lot of
Fair enough.
of development background when we get to production, but
There's a decade of it.
Yeah, it's been around a while.
yeah.
So yeah, The Crow. It was a comic book from 1989
All right.
Deal with it.
by author James O'Barr.
Perfect.
Consider
Fuck
us
you.
refreshed.
Thanks, Al. And that brings us to the production of the film. Thank God, nice and easy. Deadpool and Wolverine, we didn't get to this point until an hour and 5 minutes into the show, by the way.
We didn't get to the production?
Until an hour and 5 minutes into recording, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Huh.
that was such a fun episode.
So
We did do a fast top 10 this week.
we did. This,
Because we knew him from last.
yeah, this is 3 weeks later. Like, yeah.
Also, I think Deadpool's going to come up a lot during this movie. Maybe Deadpool 2.
So, all right, The Crow 2024. The last time we saw The Crow on the big screen was the last Crow movie we covered, which was what was that one actually called? The Crow Wicked Prayer from 2005, starring Eddie Furlong and Tara Reid, David Boreanaz, and Dennis Hopper.
In that small mining.
Star-studded cast.
Macy Gray.
I love when Macy Gray shows up in a movie, though. She's
Oh, fuck
crazy
yeah.
in that movie.
It's been
I've been on an Anton Fuqua kick recently because I love The Equalizers and Training Day. She
Oh,
kills
that's
it in
right.
Training Day.
Training Day is one of my favorites. The menu.
Oh, me too.
Oh, yeah.
Those motherfuckers.
The whole thing
so
is
good.
brilliant, but Macy Gray fucking kills it.
chews up that scene. Yeah, it's one of my favorite parts of that movie. I watched that the other day too.
So in 2008, Stephen Norrington, who we all know as the man who forced Sean Connery out of filmmaking, he made The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Which is the most accurate depiction of buildings falling over in any movie. We had a mini debate about that.
It made me so angry.
I know.
So Stephen Norrington, he directed Blade and The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. We've covered him twice on this. Plus, he has some writing credits and stuff, so he's come up a few times. But
all right, Blade rules.
Yeah, Stephen Norrington announced that he was going to write and direct a, quote, reinvention of The Crow.
He failed.
He did not. Yes, spoilers. He had Nick Cave, yes, that Nick Cave, write the script for him.
Australian musician Nick Cave?
Yeah, he's written other scripts, though, right? Nick Cave has written a couple of other scripts.
I mean, if you listen to a Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds album, it's basically a movie.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, I thought I saw him
He's a
with a
different
screenwriting
storyteller.
credit recently. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, look at Gerard Way. People forget that he started.
Yeah, let's see. He's written novels. He's written screenplays for several movies. The Proposition, Lawless,
the Barbie movie,
The Gospel According to Mark. Yeah, so yeah, Nick Cave has he has some writing cred.
Song-wise, he's a storyteller.
Absolutely.
And he's very steeped in old folk music, murder ballads and child ballads and shit.
It's unclear what the Bad Seeds contribution to that script was.
They were there, but he didn't want to tell anyone.
Right. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds saw them at Lollapalooza '94. And they were very good.
Awesome. I'd like to see them.
That's probably an incredible lineup.
Oh, Green Day.
He covers Dylan like a badass.
Yeah, let's see what it was. It was Green Day, Beastie Boys, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Let's see, Shonen Knife was on the second stage. Oh, the Breeders.
That was
Smashing
the first
Pumpkins,
one you say?
94. It's the first. It's the only one I went to.
I am just young enough to hear that lineup and go, that's insane that all those people shared a stage.
Yeah. Oh, Green Day opened. It was before Dookie blew up.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
They put the
I walked in at like 1. I walked in at like 1 in the afternoon. They were already on stage.
That
was around the time the Lollapaloozers started appearing in high school, like the football assholes with their Lollapalooza shirt. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. But oh god, who else? There was who was the rap group? It was De
La Soul, Tribe
Called Quest. Thank you. Yes.
Yep.
What?
Yeah. I would love to see Tribe.
They were good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So great show. One of the best I've been to. But
did you come to the Horde Festival?
Yeah, I remember. What was it?
Blues Traveler was one of the largest.
Wasn't like I know Dave Matthews and Rusted Root, but also like Taj Mahal.
Yes, saw Taj at Rialto, I think, right? With Al.
I didn't see him at Rialto. I saw him at Horde.
I saw him at Horde.
George Clinton and the P-Funk All-Stars at Lollapalooza also. Or was that Horde? Now I'm getting confused. I can't remember.
No, Horde. G-Love was at Horde. They had 2 stages, but it was at Desert Sky.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I just remember Bootsy was in a wedding dress. It was great.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a cool era to see.
Music festivals were fun in the 90s.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, that and Coachella 2000. That was another one that I had a lot of fun at. That was Weezer.
You went to 2000.
Yeah, Weezer, wow. Jane's Addiction. Those are the 2 I remember most. Anyways, yes, The Crow 2024. So Steve Norrington had Nick Cave write the script, and Mark Wahlberg was slated to play the Crow.
I'm in. Fuck it. I'm in. Why not? From Boston. He's too old. He's shredded, I guess.
You seem like a good guy, but I'm going to have to crow you.
He's going to be super Catholic Crow, I guess.
Say hi to your mother for me.
Yeah. So at some point around 2011, Steve Norrington dropped out. It just was going through development when Juan Carlos Fresnadillo was supposed to took up the directing.
I'm so proud of you, Thoreau.
Why?
For not saying Fresnadillo.
I'm from the Southwest.
I know, but you mispronounced so many things.
Yeah. Juan Carlos Fresnadillo. He was the director of 28 Weeks Later.
Wasn't bad.
Yeah, no, it was fine.
He's no Danny Boyle.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. At this point, Mark Wahlberg became unattached to the film, and Bradley Cooper was supposed to play the Crow.
What?
Uh-huh.
Have these people ever seen a movie?
The list of names that he's going to go through is insane.
It's incredible. Yeah. So, let's not forget that this movie and this property is still owned by the Weinstein Company, and there's some Weinstein names in the credits. Not just one, two Weinsteins.
Yeah,
in 2024,
both of them. So the fella sitting there in jail got his name on this.
Yeah, he's got to buy shoelaces somehow, I guess.
Mm-hmm. He did not divest himself of his ownership of the Weinstein Company just because he's in jail.
Of course not. Yeah.
Yes. Anyways, at that point, they said then some point very closely after this, F. Javier Gutierrez Diaz was announced as the new director. I don't know what happened to Juan Carlos Fresnadillo. Francisco Javier Gutierrez Diaz was the directed a film called Before the Fall. Anyways, at this point, he left, and then Alex Tse was supposed to direct. He was the writer of Sucker Free City and the 2019 TV series Wu-Tang: An American Saga. Yeah. So anyways, Bradley Cooper dropped out, and so discussion started with Channing Tatum, Ryan Gosling, and James McAvoy.
They're all better, I guess.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling's the only one that I could see actually doing this. I just watched Drive the other day, that's why.
Yeah, 2011 Ryan Gosling, I could see him doing it. It would have been a different take. So, let's see. At this point, we are moving along.
Also, this movie isn't for us. This. I don't think The Crow is made for men necessarily. I think it's a love story for women. I really do. Yeah. I don't mean to gender this movie, but it's kind of an offering for women.
It's kind
so
of
I can see why all these heartthrobs are attached.
It's kind of an offering for gothy teenage girls.
Yeah, but I could see them thinking that the market is if we can get women out to the theater for this, it could be a hit, because that's Brandon Lee is still kind of considered this iconic figure, sex symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, we get to 2013. Tom Hiddleston goes into talks to play the Crow.
That makes more sense. I mean, we're getting closer to a person that I could see being a gothic figure.
Yep. And then after Tom Hiddleston basically says no, we finally get Skarsgård. No, not Bill.
Oh, yeah.
Alexander Skarsgård. The brother.
Who makes more sense than his little brother.
A lot of those first guys are too brawny.
Yeah.
I think the Crow needs to be that emaciated sort of skeletal.
Yeah.
My opinion.
Yeah.
Like Channing Tatum. If I was a henchman, I'd be like, nah, I'm not fucking with this guy.
Skarsgård's attachment to the role, Alexander Skarsgård's attachment to the role, lasted 1 week. Then, Deadline reports that Luke Evans has been cast as Eric. Luke Evans, a.k.a. the dude from the Clash of the Titans remake. Exactly. I'm looking at Brian's confused face.
But at least he's not a household name.
Is that the guy from the Terminator movies?
I don't know. What was Luke Evans in? He was in the Three Musketeers remake, the Clash of the Titans remake, Immortals, Fast and Furious 6. He was Bard the Bowman in the Hobbit trilogy.
Oh, I know who he is. I can see his face.
He was in The Raven. It would have been weird if he was the Crow too.
And the Raven, yeah. So at this point, apparently Norman Reedus was supposed to be in the film playing somebody named James. Kristen Stewart was up for the part of Shelley.
Ew.
And they started scouting places around New Orleans.
I could see her pulling that off, though. It's brooding and twilighty.
Corin Hardy was supposed to direct at this point. Corin Hardy directed a movie called, directed The Hallow, The Nun, The Conjuring 2. Just a kind of straight up horror director guy.
Conjuring 2, still Conjuring.
Yeah. As of 2014, the comic creator James O'Barr said, "We're not remaking the movie, we're readapting the book." And at that point, shortly thereafter, Jack Houston became attached to star as Eric. Jack Houston, aka the dude from Boardwalk Empire and American Hustle. He was in Mayfair Witches. He's a guy that acts.
Any relation to Danny?
Yes.
Yep.
And there we have
Danny Houston is his uncle, as is Angelica Houston. And she is not his uncle, she is his aunt.
That's right. And John Houston, his grandfather.
Exactly.
Jack Houston was in the 4th season of Fargo.
Oh, who was he in that?
I don't
you know. I bet he was the twitchy cop. I'll have to look. I bet he was. He looks.
He
like
was Otis Weff.
Yep. The cop with OCD. That's a great season. That's the Chris Rock season.
Andrea Riseborough was going to play Top Dollar, a female version of Top Dollar, who was, I think, one of the bad guys in the first Crow.
He was. I can't remember which bad guy he was. Was he the main?
I think.
You'd think he'd be the main guy.
Because his name's
Top Dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not like 50 Cent.
Yeah. So at this point, Houston drops out, and Nicholas Hoult goes into talks to play the Crow.
Dogs. So is
It
dog.
makes sense.
Yeah, he would work. He would absolutely work.
Nicholas Hoult doesn't work out. Jack O'Connell, the guy from what is he from? I'm not recognizing any of these things.
His mom.
Yeah. He just does British stuff mostly, it looks like. This is England. Nothing more British than that. He was from 300, Rise of the Empire, a movie we decided that we weren't going to do because we just had enough at that point.
Yeah.
No need.
Yeah. So at this point,
It should have been 301.
Yep.
it should have been 300s with the S as a dollar sign.
They're like, we found one more.
So it's 2016. It's now been in development for 8 years. And Jason Momoa comes on board.
As the Crow?
As the Crow.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a much larger bird.
At this point, they say it's going to be called The Crow Reborn.
The albatross.
Yes.
I can see him doing it, but he's just so big. It just is so weird.
I can see him in the movie.
Yeah.
2 years.
He's brooding.
Yeah. 2 years.
He would work.
2 years pass. And then finally in 2018, it's announced that both the director and Jason Momoa exit the project. Citing creative differences with the rights holder, whatever that means. So 2020, we get to 2020. They start development again. And at this point, we get our current batch. This is the current, the actual 2024 one. Let's see. FKA Twigs signs on in 2022. Bill Skarsgård also in 2022. They start actual production in 2023. No, I'm sorry. In 2022, they start production. It took 2 years to get this thing out.
When did it come out?
It as 2016, 17, something like that. Chapter 1,
so
anyways.
It's been a few years then that we've had young Bill.
Yeah,
Skarsgård.
We've had Billy Scars around for a minute now. Yeah,
but they were just waiting for him to exist.
Yeah,
they're like, oh, look, we got him.
Exactly. So our writers are William Schneider and Zach Balin. William Schneider is let's see, has his credits include. There we go. William Schneider's credits include The Crow, Rain Who Kills Alone, Return to Silent Hill, which is okay. So not much. He's mostly a producer. It looks like. Zach Balin is the main writer. Zach Balin also wrote Bob Marley, One Love, King Richard, Creed 3, Gran Turismo. Seems to be a guy that gets hired to write movies and isn't really a big picture kind of fella.
A run of movies though.
Yeah,
those were all. King Richard won an Oscar.
Yeah, King Richard. And that's all we know about King Richard is that it won an Oscar. That's all we'll ever know about it. Rupert Sanders is the director. Rupert Sanders directed such hits as Snow White and the Huntsman and the 2017 Ghost in the Shell, in which he said, "You know what I think of when I think of Tokyo? Scarlett Johansson."
I mean, I do.
I think of Tom Cruise because he was the last samurai.
I think of Scarlett Johansson and Bill Murray, but
yeah,
I just think
Sophia
of
Coppola.
Scarlett Johansson.
Shiz.
So Bill Skarsgård plays Eric Draven, aka the Crow.
Draven.
He was, let's see, obviously he was Pennywise. That's like, his biggest thing. He's Nosferatu in the same year.
Have you guys seen him on Colbert where he does his Pennywise face without the makeup on?
No.
Yes,
I will never forget it. It's terrifying. He's so good.
And he said it was his brother. That his brother did move his mouth that way, and he would always, mimic him and make fun of him. And then he was like, "That's how I should do Pennywise's mouth."
Yep.
He was great in Barbarian. That's a great movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that is a great movie. No, I like him. He was in that show Castle Rock, which is not a very good show, but he did a great job.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I heard it was not.
He's fun to watch. He's really interesting to watch in this, I think.
Yeah.
He's a weirdo.
By all accounts, his Count Orlok is great.
I still haven't seen it yet.
I'm
still
sure.
so scared.
So, so Bill Skarsgård, one of the many Skarsgård with which we have been blessed. FKA Twigs as Shelley. FKA Twigs, best known as a musical artist.
Dancer.
Yeah. That first album she had was really good. I can't remember what it's called.
She was like an early SoundCloud artist. She was one of the people that blew up on SoundCloud when it was first like the spot to blow up on the like underground, whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. It's good to know she was an actual musician.
Yeah.
Since music plays a role.
She's got some really she's very like Bjork influenced.
Yeah. She's kind of like a slightly more hip hoppy Bjork kind of thing.
Some of it's really, really cool. It's not all for me, but I like some of her music, especially early days stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
How old do we imagine these characters to be?
Well, I put them in their 30s. Early 30s. Late 20s.
I think
or
mid 20s. Yeah, 30 would make sense.
Absolute youngest would be like 25. Absolute youngest.
Yeah,
I thought they were trying to portray them as younger, but they are both in their 30s. And FKA is actually a year older than Skarsgård.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
How old are they?
88 is when FKA Twigs was born.
Oh, so they're my age. Interesting.
She seems like the character is supposed to be a little older than him. He expresses kind of a naivete. He seems a little young.
The two of them are a cool pairing because both of them are fascinating to watch. Again, I think that they're both like interesting. They're interesting looking people, and they both act real weird. You know?
Yeah.
I just don't think they were given enough to really do with the script.
While at the same time having a lot of time on screen together, not really doing much of anything.
Right. They rushed the love story, but at the same time, it wasn't unbelievable.
They rushed the love story while at the same time spending so much time on the love story.
Mm-hmm. I know what you mean.
Danny Houston, of course, plays Vincent Rogue. He is Angelica Houston's brother, John Houston's kid. What's he been in? He was Stryker.
He was in Wonder Woman.
Yeah, he was Stryker. Like I said.
Was he?
Yeah,
Stryker?
Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He was Stryker.
In not Days, in Origins.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Yes, he worked on Wade Wilson. He's the one that shut him up, which was so
He's the one
lame.
who shoots Wolverine in the head with the silver bullet, or with the adamantium bullet.
Yep, exactly.
He's also in, what's that TV show, Al? With the alternate universes, Fringe?
Was he in Fringe?
Wasn't he the dad in Fringe?
I watched like 6 episodes of Fringe like 15 years ago.
He was in American Horror Story.
Every episode, Dad?
Yeah, the crazy old
main
man.
character. No, that was what's his name?
That's Billy Butcher's dad from Lord of the Rings. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, he was that one dude in Lord of the Rings that tossed himself off the building.
Boromir's dad. And Faramir's dad.
Damn it. Yeah, Faramir's dad. But God, I can't remember his name. He's been in so much. He's a good actor.
He was like the attendant.
He was in Succession for a bit. Yellowstone.
That's right. What's his face's dad in that?
Jamie.
He's always somebody's dad.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to take roles that, like other actors would look down on, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
I always like when I see him.
He's really menacing.
Yeah, absolutely.
He can be.
Yeah.
Josette Simon. I'm sorry,
most of my unanswered questions are about that guy.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So many unanswered questions about that guy. Josette Simon plays Shelley's mom, Sophia. Josette Simon was like a Broadway lady, mostly. She was in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat on screen. She was in the Royal Shakespeare Company. But yeah, on screen, let's see. Not a lot on screen. A lot. She was on Anatomy of a Scandal in 2022, Broadchurch.
Detective Pikachu.
Yeah. Laura.
She was also in Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Oh. Cool.
Laura Byrne plays Marion. That's our store brand Tilda Swinton.
Yes. Yep. Timu.
She's in Foundation. She plays Demerzel. And she's it's the same performance, basically. Demerzel is the robot that ushers the genetic procession throughout the centuries. So she's just this old sneaky blonde robot.
She is Finnish, and it tells me that her most...
She'll never work in this town again.
She's Finnish. It's telling me that her most famous role was in Helmia Lasokya, a 2003 Finnish comedy. Which roughly...
They should have gotten the chick from Ted Lasso.
Yeah, which translates in English to Pearls and Pigs.
Pearls before swine.
Yeah, I assume so. This is a very, very European production. It was filmed in the Czech Republic. A lot of the people in it are European character actors.
It is, yeah, it's definitely filmed in Europe. Are we supposed to believe this is Chicago?
I don't know what we're supposed to believe. Other than that, a crow will take people's souls.
Some people do believe that.
Some people do.
They'll take you to the shittiest place possible.
Yeah. Kronos is played by Sami Bohila.
Kronos. Remember in the 90s those bonos?
I just realized that guy's name is a pun. Is it a crow pun?
Crow knows baseball.
Oh no. Crow
knows
It's a crow pun.
They sort of crow on you though.
Sami Bohila, I don't know. He's Tunisian French. I don't know how that's pronounced. Anyways, he's in a lot of French stuff.
He's not listening.
Yeah. A lot of French stuff.
Surrendering.
Yeah. Isabella Way plays Zadie. Isabella Way is best known for her role in Bridgerton, 1899, and Black Dove. She does a lot of Netflix stuff. And last character of note, Chance is played by Jordan Bolger. He's the guy who's like comes up in the when they're raving at the club and is like, man.
Oh, the guy who gets shot in the eyeball.
Yeah. He's like, what this rave needs
is a crow
full of blood.
He was in the Book of Boba Fett. Who did he play in that?
Is he the sneaky bounty hunter? Is he the guy who
played the book?
He played Scad. I don't remember.
Strings. Yeah, I think that's the guy.
Okay.
Or is he one of the street gang?
I think he might have been.
Sounds like a street gang.
Might have been one of the moped kids.
Yeah, a moped kid. Yeah,
a baby lord.
Scad. Oh, Star Wars. Films he's been in: the Tom and Jerry live-action cartoon mashup from 2021. He was in The Woman King. And Don't Knock Twice. So he does do things.
He was in Into the Badlands and The 100. Both shows I watched. It's just interesting. It's been so many things.
I do want to...
And so few things.
A few things. The music was done by, Volker Bertelmann, better known as Hauschka, who is a German composer. And I did want to talk briefly about the soundtrack, since the original Crow soundtrack was such an important piece of it. And they did attempt to kind of make the soundtrack... There was a unifying theme to the soundtrack here, at least. It wasn't just a mishmash of like needle drops that they just threw in. They focused primarily on kind of a gothy post-punk from the early 80s.
Yeah, that was a part of the conversation I had with Joe about it. That was the first thing he brought up, was the soundtrack. And I think that, as far as in people's mind, that leads the memory. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the Crows.
Like, oh, I totally remember the soundtrack.
Yeah.
That soundtrack was awesome.
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting that they didn't go with like 90s goth soundtrack. They went with 80s goth soundtrack. So we got Joy Division, Gary Newman, The Bug, The Veils. There's that Enya.
That shit fits.
There's that Enya needle drop, which is weird, but it's the Ready or Not sample.
Yeah. That's Enya?
That's Enya. Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm sorry, Thoreau, but you omitted a very important character. Who played the horse?
The horse was played by Stanley Horse.
Former Belmont Stakes winner.
Yeah.
King's Ransom.
This film has 22% on Rotten Tomatoes. Audience score is 62%. I have a few Letterboxd reviews here. Letterboxd user Rylan writes, I was so bored that halfway through the movie when I got up to pee, I decided I also had time to poop. 1 star.
See what I'm talking about?
New condition. Just got to share.
Yeah.
Letterboxd user Jay writes, I'm the only white boy in a cloak in the whole bowling alley. 1 star.
New hero. That's as good as the one I read. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I'm ordering pizza tomorrow.
Right. Letterboxd user Regal writes, Love makes you do strange things, like shop at Hot Topic in your 30s.
No, they outfit you in the Crow Zone.
And Letterboxd user Nymarast writes, Save me, goth tatted shirtless Bill Skarsgård. Save me.
Who are you gonna call?
And just one last one. Reviewer Matt writes, in hindsight, I suppose I probably could have just set my money on fire and pissed on Brandon Lee's grave myself.
Okay.
That's
people really like that first Crow movie, I guess.
So that's about it, guys. We ready to jump into the movie?
Step into the Crow Zone.
I'm on a highway to
Crows. I'm on a highway to crows.
Crow Zone.
All right, here we go. This is The Crow 2024. We open on a kid walking down a country road. Will it take him home? No, it takes him to a horse.
Was that his mom?
Crow in sight. Is that a horse's?
They're watching.
Yeah.
There isn't a single crow in sight. There's no crows anywhere near this horse.
No, the horse is just a horse, of course. But,
Yeah,
Of course.
crows are
Not a
like,
broom.
we don't carry horses.
There needed to be a crow in this scene. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just cawing along.
Crowing.
Yeah. Just being like, poor horse.
Waiting to carry the horse's soul to the land of the dead.
Yes.
Right. I want like a crow voiceover that's like, if I weren't here, you'd think this movie would be called The Horse.
If there were crow voiceovers.
Looking back at it, there are some crows.
There were some crows on the trailer, but they weren't near the horse. It was the cutaway to the sleeping meth mom. Which, yeah.
So was that his mom under the horse?
I thought his mom was
Under the horse? What?
Was there a person under the horse?
Absolutely. No. There was a woman.
Yeah. Under the horse? Really?
Yes.
I didn't even see. There was a sleeping.
I mean, I don't have great eyes, but I'm pretty sure there were a couple shots.
There was a sleeping meth lady in a trailer who I assumed was his mom.
Yeah, she was on the couch, not under the horse.
I just asked if that's who it was. There was someone under the horse.
There was nobody under the horse. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
So there was a lady in a trailer who definitely looked like she'd seen better days, who was sleeping. Apparently She was too drugged up to take care of her horse properly, so it fell to young Eric to save the horse.
So what you're saying is she's not the horse.
She's not Eric.
But it's their horse?
I don't know. We don't get that much detail.
Oh, you
This is
just
why
said
the scene needs more crows, so we're not so fixated
I thought you
on
just
the
said
horse.
she was too high to take care of her horse.
I assumed that's what they were saying. I assume I don't know why they would cut to her if she wasn't related to the horse in some way. But they never explicitly state, hey, this is their horse. Also, Eric, you're in a trailer, but you own a horse? Horses are expensive.
That's real, though. People do own horses and trailers.
Yeah,
That's very real.
He may have just come upon the horse. I don't know.
There's no way to know whose horse it was.
Because it doesn't matter. You're right, but I don't know that it was his.
Was this horse killed by barbed wire?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like it was like, oh no, a scratch from this barbed wire. I better just die now.
Well, it was like completely tangled in the barbed wire.
Yeah, and Eric got his hand scars. Do you want to know how I got these scars? It was saving a horse.
That's how he got the horse blood in his system and became the horse.
He became the horse. Yeah, he rescues the horse.
Does he though?
He pulls the barbed wire out of the horse's side. I don't know. We cut away at that point where we don't really get to find out what happens to the horse.
No, the horse's fate is unclear.
I'm pretty sure he ends up shooting the horse off screen. It's all you can do with a horse, right? You can't take it to a horse doctor. You just have to shoot them.
I mean, you can take it to a horse doctor, but the horse doctor may shoot him then, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how horses work.
The horse is like, no, it's just a flesh wound.
So then we get a credit sequence played over what looks like a 2003 Slipknot video.
Oil. So much oil.
Yeah.
Just writhing in oil in slow motion.
Yeah, just black, white, and red.
The early 2000s are back.
Yeah, they are. I'm just happy they didn't do nu metal. The Crow nu metal.
I was expecting Mudvayne, Deftones, which honestly I wouldn't have been upset about, but that was kind of what I expected.
Yeah.
The 80s indie emo vibes were surprising to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I was kind of surprised they went with 80s post-punk goth. That was surprising. I didn't hate it. The soundtrack was pretty good in my opinion.
It was surprising at moments. Yeah, it really worked from time to time.
Yeah. Then we cut to Shelley in the present. She's taking a little nappy poo. She gets a call from her friend Zadie. Zadie texted her a video on her cell phone, and apparently it's bad for Vincent Rogue.
So this is the first third that we get revealed to us of this video.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's well established that this is a thing that we want to know what happens at the end of this video in the beginning. Because we hear a scream and it stops and we're not like, oh, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
What happened? I don't think that they successfully employed this as a thing in the movie. Just, like drawing us in. Because later on, she's like having dreams about it. But like you showed us a video where like, I don't know. This is just an interesting thing to me in this movie that like fell flat really quickly.
Yeah, I certainly wasn't really thinking about the video very much. By the time they were getting killed, I forgot why they were being killed. So Zadie arrives home and gets captured by store brand Tilda Swinton and store brand Mos Def. They drug her and take her with them. Meanwhile, Shelley decides she's not going to delete the video. She runs away, flees her apartment, but she's being followed. And in a panic, she bumps into some cops, spilling her purse, which contains all the drugs that have ever been made.
Yeah, she's like a walking pharmacy.
Yeah. So they arrest her. Then we cut to Machine Crow Kelly. He's showering naked. He gets
How else is he supposed to shower?
okay, fair. I guess we get a bus shot. Is the point that I was making?
He's showering in his cosplay of the Terminator. Like, what?
Point taken. But anyways, then he gets bullied a bit. Then they do some group in his maximum security drug rehab Squid Game center.
All pink is a vibe. I will say, I like, as weird as this whole setup is, I do like the group shots of people in like this soft pink color in this dark black movie.
Yeah. There were some interesting shots. Cinematographically, it was interesting. I'll give it that a lot of the time. Sometimes it was just like swirling CGI crows, but other times it was very interesting. Yeah.
So she bumped into those cops on purpose, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because she was being followed.
Yeah, I think she wanted to be arrested.
Yeah, it's the only thing that would save her from the old white man who grooms these young women in this film produced by Harvey Weinstein.
Oof.
But I mean, I don't know when it's going to be a good opportunity, but what is he?
Okay, yes.
He's a demon?
He's a metaphor for addiction.
I mean, I guess.
No, but
basically.
he has a power.
Yeah, he does. He's the demon whisperer.
He refers to
mumbles in
collecting
Latin.
souls for his, so he's not Satan.
No, they said he made a pact with the devil, and he sends innocent souls to hell so he can live longer.
Yeah, he sucks their life force by whispering bad stuff in their ears, and then
So it's just a Faustian thing. He's not actually. Okay.
Ultimately, my question, I guess, because all this movie, I don't want to spoil everything, but like, does any of this exist after a certain point?
well, and he also I guess he's supposed to be like a crime lord who pretends to be part of upper class society, but also what crime is he doing other than killing people that saw him whisper bad things to a lady?
Getting into nice cars, and getting out of nice cars and then whispering in Latin and then sitting alone in a theater is kind of all he does.
He doesn't really do any crime or oversee any crime. We don't see anyone doing crime other than killing the people directly involved in trying to get this video.
He ultimately, I guess, my question is, I'm going to ask my unanswered question up front. Is he the bad guy inside a snow globe, inside a dream? We'll get there.
I don't know, because at some point she goes back in time to when they died, and it's like, is he still alive then? Is that what happened?
He has a thing for gifted young piano players.
He spent he spent a lot of time
And
with
that's
Elton
a crime.
John in the 60s.
That's a crime.
Yeah.
He doesn't take the sinful piano players, though. Only the innocent
Only
piano players.
No, because when that girl, it's funny, in the first scene we see him where like he's being introduced to the girl, I was like, this is our young protege. And it's like, protege of what? What does she do?
She's a musician.
She plays. What does she play? We don't know.
He mentions that he was born in Vienna, but he doesn't mention when.
Yeah.
So, yeah, his appreciation for classical music could be centuries old.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Basically, he's just trying to stay alive as long as possible. The question is, like, what is he doing that makes him big criminal man? Like, I don't know.
I don't think anything. I don't think they really presented him that way.
It felt like it, though. Like
I think
thematically, it felt that
I think
way.
it's a blackmail thing. Ultimately,
Mm.
maybe the easiest thing to believe is just that he has blackmail because he's a demon who could make people do compromising things or their children. It's not well done in the movie, though, in the sense that like the mom is like in service to him.
Yeah.
But they haven't seen each other in many years. There's a whole bunch of.
Well, she like sold Shelley to him, like.
But for what? For like access to power, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's not clear. Yeah. I wish that he was more well defined, because otherwise he just becomes a bad guy inside a snow globe inside a dream.
Yeah. No, he was just bad guy who's bad. who whispers bad things to people.
Who throughout the entire movie is like, I can't wait to meet the protagonist of the film.
And then
when is he coming here? And everyone's like, he's killing everyone. He's like, cool. When is he coming here though?
So we can have our big CGI crow fight.
While he's on his way, I'm going to whisper more Latin.
Yeah, so he meets the young woman musician, then he gets pulled away. We find Zadie tied up in a room. We find out, this is the point. He made a pact with the devil to send innocent souls to hell in exchange for eternal life. He forces Zadie to kill herself by giving her the old mushmouth Latin whisper ear. And then sucks out her life force or something.
Yeah, her eyes roll up into her head.
And he cuts his own palm and puts it on her blood, and then his eyes turn black.
So much palm cutting.
There's a lot of palm cutting. Again, you don't have to cut your palm to get blood. That's like the worst place to cut. Cut your arm, cut somewhere where you don't have to grab
diabetes
stuff.
Thumb pricker things. If I were a demon, I'd carry one of those things in my pocket. Right? I'd be like, if I need your blood, I'm gonna just do like
it would take forever to heal. You're constantly bending your.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're gonna have to keep that unmoving for a while. So meanwhile, back at the Pink Prison Club, Eric is doing a bad job at dance aerobics. And then the guy that comes up who's so mad, we're still here because of you. It's we're never gonna win the competition. What?
And we're not leaving.
Eric, you are not HOTCOGO.
6, 7, 8, you assholes.
So then Shelley is in there too. She comes over and talks to him at lunch. She likes the cut of his jib, so she makes friends. They start bonding. It's just basically prison montage of them getting closer.
This was the moment when I realized something was wrong with this movie. It wasn't all the whispering in Latin and the stabbing herself in the neck and all the.
I was kind of in on it at the horse, honestly.
They had me at horses. He talks way too much. He talks way too fucking much. He talks so much. He just keeps fucking talking the whole time. It's too much, the whole movie. But this is where it begins. Yeah, they don't like when girls and boys sit at the table together. What do you like? Do you like cake or do you like snacks? I like ice cream. Yeah, it's pretty cool being in jail.
You can tell
a girl.
You can tell they.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, you can tell they're in love because they ask each other deep, deep questions like, "What's the best thing you've ever done? What's the worst thing you've ever done?"
Yeah, what's your favorite flavor? Fucking crayon. Jesus Christ! He needs to stop talking, and she just needs to look at him. And this time needs to get condensed into a third of what we got of them falling in love and escaping from rehab.
Oh, God.
This shit's crazy. It's its own movie.
And those ankle bracelets, they're easier to get it off than a guy who got busted for weed,
Right.
Like waterproof wristwatches, basically.
Yeah, the Apple Watch. It's all you do is just pop this little tab off. Neat.
Yeah, exactly. So then Marion, our rogue's right hand lady, appears. Shelley panics, runs and convinces Eric, who's working in the laundry room, to help her escape. They do quite easily. Mm-hmm. It's easy to get over razor wire if you have a pink prison issue hoodie.
That's all it takes.
Yeah,
the moxie that gets them.
Yeah, moxie. So they run through the woods. We get our first real needle drop. It's Joy Division's Disorder,
which is awesome.
It's a great needle drop. Yeah, it's the first of quite a few really good needle drops.
So This movie's so fucking weird. This is the middle of this new movie, this first movie thing where it's the love story. And this is the beginning of the dream portion of it, where they're just like on the honeymoon phase of falling in love and like singing karaoke to each other for the rest of this sequence.
Right. So they go to some house, which I guess is one of Shelley's friends' houses.
She's a hanger-on. It makes sense. You know,
she knows rich people.
She's not an architect. Yeah.
But then eventually they move into like the mannequin factory or something.
Yeah. This was the first time we see her. She was in this apartment.
Yeah. Oh, and they absolutely...
And she stashed something.
Yeah. And they absolutely ruin the couch by tagging all over it.
Yeah.
But basically, we basically get 20 minutes of screen time of them falling in love, living together, asking each other lover questions over...
It's like a junkie romance daydream.
Over no less than 4 montages. 4 separate montages of them doing this.
It's crazy.
All in a row.
People have been showing characters fall in love on screen for decades. And it takes so little time. Mm-hmm. And they just like made a long music video of these two characters falling in love, basically. I don't know. It's so weird.
It's
with
20
so
minutes.
much talking. He talks so much throughout it.
It's
saying inane shit.
It's a full 20 minutes of them montaging into love. I feel like this is a good point. Okay. We're now at minute 36 by the time we get to the end of these montages. 36 minutes into a movie. I would point out that Brandon Lee, I checked, became the Crow at minute 8 of the 1994 Crow.
Crawls out of a grave, right?
Yep. Minute 8, he's the Crow. Puts on the mascara and gets to work.
There's no business like Crow business.
Hallelujah. I love you, Crow.
Well, and there's an argument to be made about like non-sequential storytelling maybe for this movie, like telling the story of them falling in love throughout the movie instead of front-loading
flashing
it
back
as a music video.
Right, because I feel like we finally get to the inciting incident at minute 40.
Yeah.
Which I know, I guess you could say the video is the inciting incident, but them dying is what... This isn't a movie about... This isn't like Shelley, the movie. This is The Crow. So him being The Crow is the movie.
I know I do this with movies, but I'm going to do this with this movie. This is... At minute 40 is the movie. That's it. That's lights. That's curtain. The rest of it is a dream that doesn't happen. She wakes up because she gets resuscitated.
So this is all her dream? I mean, it could be.
That's what happens. That's the end outcome of his crow magic is she wakes up on the ground with the cops there.
And you were there? And you were
again,
there?
Exactly.
But again, if she does wake up and it was just a dream, then Vincent Rogue is still alive and after her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Minute 40 is where we are trapped. And Bill Skarsgård is dead.
Yeah, they're found by Rogue's people.
I repeat, Bill Skarsgård is dead.
So yeah, they're killed. They're killed at minute 40. And then Eric and Shelley have an underwater vision thingy where they can't touch hands, and Eric wakes up in the Crow Zone.
Yeah. What a bummer. That place is.
Right?
With a magical French Tunisian man?
Yes.
You said he was French Tunisian?
Yes.
What did he do to get that gig?
So the Crow Zone is an overgrown train station?
It appears so, yes.
An abandoned,
where the crows roam free.
It's the way station.
Our world where the crows are enslaved.
Did the crows stop coming to this way station because of, or did the train stop coming because of the crows? They're like, we don't go there anymore. That's the Crow Zone. It's too dangerous.
It's like a Logan's Run area. Don't go to the Crow Zone.
That train don't run no more.
But yeah, he finds Kronos, who tells him that he's now the Crow and he has to go back and start killing people in order
Crow
to
knows.
do stuff for Shelley. I don't know. It doesn't matter. He's going to go
So
kill
I have
people
a
because he's
question.
mad.
Why wouldn't she be the crow? Like, why doesn't she avenge his death?
Okay. Yes. So some things are so bad that you come back to get vengeance, basically, is what he says. Some things are so bad you have to make a wrong right.
Yeah.
My question, how many crows currently exist in the Ukraine and Palestine?
Yikes.
I did not see that question.
So, why? You point out a great question, though. Why was she not made the crow? Because he was killed not because of his actions.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He was killed because of her actions. She
Yeah, I mean-
just is on the hook for the she should be doing the redemption arc because she killed a lady
As well, at least.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
She
She got
killed anybody, right? That we've
She got
seen.
demon whispered.
He killed that horse.
Oh,
I
maybe
guess.
she went. She went to hell, and not.
She got demon whispered. That's why her soul's going to hell. But Billy Scars can stay and crow up in order to.
He can crow up.
Oh, and I guess because he hadn't committed any heinous crimes or misdemeanors
He didn't
or
get-
whatever in
yeah,
the eyes of God.
He hadn't been
He had
demon
crowed
whispered yet. So
power.
He hadn't stabbed anyone in the neck.
so he gets to crow.
It's a low bar.
Because I didn't consider why she wouldn't have been the crow, because that would make more sense because she's the one who this whole vengeance arc really should be for.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, but like according to its own universe, yeah.
Yeah, not that
The
it should be gender
unfinished
bent.
business. I have
But, like-
unfinished business.
Like so do
It makes
I.
me think of
I didn't pay my water bill yet. I have to come back to life.
this movie has a lot of weird similarities to Deadpool, the my loved ones on the other side of this veil thing and the underwater slow motion music kind of vibe. But it's like having Vanessa, Deadpool's girlfriend, be the reason why she gets killed instead of Deadpool being the reason why she gets killed.
Yeah.
It's this weird character motivation thing. It's like, well, that's her fault because she killed that lady.
Right.
Not
Yeah,
to
but-
say that she's really guilty because she got demon whispered, but it's not as straightforward as oh damn, my lady got killed because she got wrapped up in my bank robbery.
Or if
And
it
I
was
have to,
his
or whatever.
wife or very long-term relationship, obviously has affection for her and it's fucked up what happened, but this relationship wasn't deep. I don't know, whatever.
It was-
I'm not gonna critique revenge, but
It's weird. As a revenge thing, it's almost less motivation than John Wick's dog, where it's dude, she
Let's
she
be
killed the guy. The dog
I
is
get that
innocent.
Yeah,
way
no.
more.
You know,
Let's
the
be-
dog is innocent.
Let's be clear. This is about a SoundCloud rapper and the girl he met in rehab who were together for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Anyway,
I guess it's true love, though, in the eyes of the crow god. Cronus.
the crow.
The Cronus is on Cronus.
Kronos, the crow god.
Bro knows.
So, anyways, he comes back to life. And then, there's killing bad guys, and he goes and visits Shelley's mom, who went with Marion to the rehab center. Forgot to mention that her mom came.
That's how they gained access.
Yeah, the mom. Because not anyone can get into Squid Game Rehab Center if your mom's not there.
Right. I'm visiting my daughter, and these guys are with me.
Mm. Be like,
It's cool.
yeah, I'm visiting my daughter. This is Tilda Swinton and Mos Def.
They're lawyers. Oh, are they? They look like killers.
Yeah.
They look like high-end hitmen. Yeah.
The turtleneck's a dead giveaway.
So Sophia tells him that she made a deal with Rogue. She'd get, wealth and access in exchange for Shelley's soul. Eric leaves, and then Rogue shows up and asks about Eric, and then
Before he leaves, he goes into her old bedroom and smells her papers.
yes, he does.
Smells like taxes.
He's like, The rise and fall of the Roman Empire. Yeah, so Rogue makes Sophia jump off the roof. Eric kills some of Rogue's guys. Then he finds Shelley's phone with the video on it, which shows that Rogue demon whispers Shelley, who then kills a woman. Zadie was there.
Yeah. That knife is like in all kinds of scenes, but not well placed.
Yeah.
In this time frame, Eric went to go see his friend Chance to get a gun.
Yeah.
Who just has one in the shoebox behind him. I love that. He's like, oh, you want a gun? Oh, yeah, hang on. Sit tight real quick.
Sure. Oh, you'll need these bullets too.
Yeah. Just wrapped in deli paper, you know?
You're like, look in the couch cushions. There's probably some in there.
I got nunchucks around here too. You want those too?
Doubting his love for Shelley, Eric loses his ability to heal and gets shot by some more bad guys, falls in the bathtub, and goes back to the Crow Zone.
Guess who's back?
Kronos is like, well, you think Shelley killed someone, so you don't think she's good enough anymore. And he's like, but I do. I really do.
Meanwhile, Rogue is like, oh, this guy can't die. Bring him to me.
Mm-hmm. I want to see Mr. No Death. AKA the Crow.
Corbin Burns.
Does anybody call him the Crow?
No.
In or out of the Crow Zone? No?
No one says you are the Crow.
The closest thing was the crows will guide you.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Some shit.
And he's like, crows? I thought it would be horses.
I never lost a pet crow in my early childhood.
Count yourself thankful.
I didn't fall into a vat of crows. I fell into a vat of horses.
I would have given this 100% if that's what happened.
A vat of crows. It's funny because, I mean, at least electric eels are in water.
And they justified it's harebrained, but they had an experiment going.
Well, there was remember the vat of bats in
Batman
Morbius?
Orb.
Oh yeah, in that, but there was also a vat of bats in Batman v Superman that kid Bruce Wayne fell into.
Oh, that's true. That's right.
Bat.
Yeah.
The more organic vat of bats than
Not your everyday
scientific
off the
cave
shelf.
Morbius.
A cave of bats, right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
It's still a vat. I mean, it's vat shaped. It's full of bats.
It's an earth vat.
Yeah, it has the same physiological effect. Like sand.
So, anyways, Eric makes a deal with Kronos that he'll take Shelley's place in hell in exchange for another chance to kill Rogue. So he comes.
Oh, but Kronos says it's not up to me. And what he doesn't say is, it's up to the Council of Crows.
True. And a horse. I'm sure there's a horse veto.
And the crows are like, I like him very much. He brought me shiny buttons.
I was going to say,
Did I ever tell you guys? So one time I went out in the parking lot to go to work or something. I don't know. But not crows, but I've got a lot of ravens around the apartment complex. Mm-hmm. And there were a couple of ravens in the tree over my car. And they were, they were like chewing on something. And then one of them drops something on the hood of my car. And I go in to see what it was. I thought it was just like a tree berry or something, whatever. I go and find what it dropped. It was so
the suspense is killing us, Al.
I know. It was an attachment to a beard trimmer.
Awesome.
like black plastic.
Wow.
You know what I'm talking about? The attachment to a beard trimmer.
That's how you get those crow-like lines.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how I do it.
It's the crow
I've been
style.
using it ever since.
Raven.
Yeah, Raven. Sorry.
But I don't know. It was just such an odd experience that this Raven dropped
It was.
Someone
It was
left
a
his
message
bathroom.
from the
trimmer
crows.
attachment from a tree under the hood of my car.
Someone
He's like,
left.
I got a new one, so I.
Yeah, someone left their bathroom window open, and the crow flew in and grabbed it. It was like, oh no! How will I trim my beard?
He was trying to
Clearly,
befriend you.
Clearly, I pulled it out of the trash, but one of the trash bins. But it's just like,
You don't know. Maybe you paid for it.
Probably still good to eat.
but yeah, this crow, Raven. Sorry, found a black shiny plastic
Yeah.
thing to chew on and tossed it at me.
Our Raven listeners will be pissed off if you call them crows out.
They will.
Well,
Yeah,
ornithologists,
he was trying to
right?
make a friend. He wanted to be your friend.
So
Well, I wanted to be his friend.
Well, you should have given him something in return. It's like, this is a number 2 attachment. Here's a number 3.
So anyways, he comes back and kills the guys that killed him. I feel like at this point, when he gets to be Super Crow, is where like the movie really actually starts.
Yeah.
And we are
When
now
he be-
an hour and 16 minutes into it.
Yeah.
When he becomes Corvid Birth.
Yeah.
I think this movie would have benefited from flashbacks. It's like structurally,
Yeah.
instead of it being front loaded with pink jumpsuits, have the pink jumpsuits be
Right.
spread throughout so that we know we're in prison or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's how you drive the point home of a deep relationship. You know, if it's all done at once in the first act, then it's like a meet cute bullshit kind of pretty woman. But if you flash back to these like Deadpool, to these beautiful and cherished memories, what do they have? Like 3 or 4 memories?
Yeah.
In an insane asylum?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if you flash back, then you subconsciously are filling in that there's blanks in between these memories that were not seen. Whereas when you show it all at once, it's like this is the entirety of their relationship.
And
Yep.
that's what the movie kind of like, again, sorry to spoil this whole movie, but whatever. Like, that's what it kind of delivers us as the climax is like, all I had was the memories. And that one song by Maroon 5 plays in the background. But like, it's so weird that that's like, remember the first act is kind of what the end of the movie does. And then it shows us shit that didn't happen in the movie. And it's like,
Right.
wait, how long were they friends for? Wait, what happened? It would have been interesting to have had like them flashback to a third act climax of like one night she disappears while
Right.
they're together.
Or
While
they
in the
could have
present, he
easily-
watches the video and goes, oh, fuck, that's what happened that night. That's why he loses his faith in her. And then third act, he gets this power. Instead of, I don't know. It's so weird. It's just like, damn.
Yeah, there's all sorts of structural issues wrong with the film as far as how it's put together.
Well, and then you
So
end the
I-
movie with them escaping from jail and him being dead anyways, and it feels better instead of him just being dead. You know?
So I didn't notice this the first 2 times that I watched it, but I've got it like up in the background. And when he finally gets his full crow power.
He crows.
He's shirtless.
Yeah, he crows out. Well, yeah, because he bursts out
Naturally.
of his clothes to become the crow.
Right. But his tattoos, so he's got a face on his right pectoral muscle where one of the eyes of the face is his nipple.
Does it become a crow face?
Scaramanga.
It doesn't, but he also on his right side on his abdomen, he's got a tattoo of the horse's face.
Of course.
He is the horse.
The horse I couldn't save.
In his
No
mind,
crow tattoos, but he has a horse tattoo. Nobody
Well,
calls him the crow in this
he
movie.
wasn't
We
into
could call
crows.
him the horse.
in his mind, he is the horse.
Even Dante's Purgatory was more appealing than Crow's Own.
The crows. So
That's Purgatory.
Be like, just crows?
It's like, but once you finish this business, you get to go to heaven with all of your dead relatives.
Like, okay.
You have to hang out with them.
I'd rather stay in the crow zone, thanks.
Yeah.
So,
where's that little Harry Potter door?
Rogue has...
After he comes back with his full crow powers, he's all crowed out and kills those guys. He stops to smoke a J.
Yes.
Yep. First, take care of head.
Yes, exactly.
Inside this movie, there is a better movie. And this is one of those scenes.
I agree. And
where
Thoreau's
he
right.
looks at the text message that says meet at the Opera House in 2 hours. He sees like, whoops, we fucked up. We killed him. Meet at the Opera House in 2 hours. While smoking a joint, and goes, that shit made me laugh so hard because that worked so well.
Far out, man. Far fucking out.
Our new hero surrounded by dead bodies, smoking a joint, going, oh, cool. That's what I have to do next on my quest is great.
And he puts the joint in the dude's mouth. He's like, here, hold this
for me.
Yeah. No, I wanted this. I wanted this for the whole movie, or at least most of the movie.
Yeah, he should have been the crow right away.
6 speaking lines in the whole fucking movie, and this should be one of them. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That's my vibe on this. Like because the first movie, Brandon Lee barely speaks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
you're
every
right.
time he does, it's either badass or hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. He is. Yeah, his stoicism is what gives him gravitas. But in this, he's like the
all
new.
The time.
Yeah. Instead, it's more like the new Black Noir on The Boys.
Yes.
Yeah, stop talking.
Yeah. No, instead like there's the scene where they're like she's singing along while he's playing his little keyboard. And it's like, man, we should collab. Like, I've already got a SoundCloud account.
Yeah, he just doesn't stop talking throughout this whole movie. It's so crazy.
Bro, we should write this down.
This shit's great, man. So, anyways, he goes to the Opera House, and we get what I think is the best scene in the movie, personally, of just him
murdering all those guys,
just murdering and murdering his way through the Opera House.
And he only took that sword.
Yeah,
he didn't take a gun. He did shoot some guys, but it was like with their guns.
Did we miss the Deadpool car fight?
Yeah, the car fight. That was earlier.
Yeah.
That was before
the Deadpool
he became...
car fight is interesting.
That was in the swath where he was killing people before he was Super Crow.
That's another scene where I thought that should be one of his other speaking lines, because the guy looks at him and goes, I killed you.
Yeah.
And he just goes, yeah, you did. And then he gets in the car. It should have just been him shooting, but like,
yeah,
that's another one of those like, damn, what the fuck were you guys doing? This was like, have you ever seen a Clint Eastwood movie? What the fuck?
Yeah, there's a good movie in here somewhere. They just needed
they didn't rely on the rule of cool, but it's just there. It's all sitting there on screen. Instead, they were like, no, and they need to be nuanced characters. It's like, no, they don't.
Yeah.
They don't need to do anything. They just need to be just there on screen, being brooding. Make her talk a lot. I don't know. Make the villains talk a lot.
One of my unanswered questions is, how can we know that he's damaged if he hasn't tattooed it on his head yet? So anyways, he kills his way through the Opera House and then kills what's her face, Marion.
There were some good kills in there. He shot a gun through himself to kill the guy that was stabbing him from behind.
Yeah.
And then he's still got the sword in his chest, and he like leans over that dude and pokes the sword into his eye.
There was the dude that like shot him a few times, so I wasn't going to die, and went to go kill himself, and he just cuts his arm off so he can't kill himself. So
that's
he
my
gets
favorite
to kill
kills.
him. Yeah.
With the yelp, his arm gets cut off, and then we just get to watch that slow. Yeah. The police sword is a brilliant, like, again, this movie, the vibes in this movie, like, it's all there on the screen. It looks so cool.
It's there. They just don't. Yeah, it's a hot mess of a story. Yeah. And again, our end battle is just a CGI swirling crow mess.
I forgot that I wrote down my favorite line in this movie, and possibly one of my favorite lines ever in a movie is after he watches the cell phone video of her, stabbing that Carol in the neck.
Mm-hmm.
This is before his friend gets shot in the eyeball, before he becomes Super Crow. I found what they killed her for. Shelley did something really bad. Somebody got paid to write those words down.
Oh yeah, no.
And then he read them day of, and they were like, "It's in the movie, I guess."
No, this is a first draft. This script is a first draft.
Like, not even like, I saw that video you sent Shelley. That's why they're looking for her. Boom, done. Like, it's just crazy. It's the craziest shit ever.
It's all sorts of lines like he's still coming. Where is he? What's going? Like, it's just single declarative sentences that say nothing.
The bad guy on the phone to the blonde lady. We're in this together. You're just in front. Like, okay, cool. But also not like you should try and get out of there. Meet me here. Like, that's whatever. Sure. But
why is he so concerned about the video getting out? He says, at one point he says, what will happen if this video gets out? What will happen?
Yeah, we don't. Are you going to go to jail forever?
You whispered to a girl. There's no court that's going to convict you. Like, what's going to happen?
Maybe the devil will revoke the deal if he reveals himself in any way.
The devil's like on TikTok and like, oh, hell no.
Jesus
watching
on
police
Facebook.
videos, like unsolved crimes.
Like, he let that video get out.
It would have been interesting for him to say, like, there's all kinds of one lines you could say, but like, I'm going to live forever. I can't go to jail. That's interesting.
Yeah, but also there's no court that would convict him.
Sucks.
There's no court that would convict him for whispering in her ear.
Yeah, even on camera, that's a tough one to prove.
Right.
It did show him giving her the knife or sword or whatever.
Yeah, he laid it on the keys.
But he's also rich. Like,
yeah, and white.
Yeah.
If it was a video of him kissing a boy, he would have been in more trouble.
Right. Anyways, he kills everyone in the opera house, goes on stage with the heads. And the audience is like, "Oh no, heads."
Did he have to do that? Was there a reason why he went on stage?
That was just because they were like,
just a dick.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm vibing with this shit. Let's keep going. Let's just escalate.
He's old school before they even built the school.
Yeah. He's like, are you not entertained?
Yeah, heads on stakes.
Is this your queen?
Yeah.
Private property.
It's your queen.
There are so many Deadpool comparisons. Oh my god. So many scenes.
Before he kills her.
All I'm saying about the Deadpool comparisons is that this movie feels like it was written by Reddit.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It feels like it was written by the I'm 14 and this is edgy subreddit.
Yes.
Before he kills her, Marion tells him where Rogue is. He's at his country house. Like, okay. Where? Do you have an address? Like,
did we talk about the Goomba death? The fucking 90s Mario Goomba death?
No.
When he cuts that guy's head, like, almost in half.
Like
he looks like a 1990s Goomba.
Yeah, the sword through the mouth. Yeah.
This movie does some interesting, like, violence gore that I was not expecting. I wish that was the thing that this movie stood out for.
Right. Well, and we get the close-ups of him healing, which brings up another question. How can he tattoo himself then? Is it not going to simply...
Because it's about his love. It's a love tattoo, Thoreau, because his powers come from love. Well, we forgot to even mention the tattoos. What did hers say? Smile now, cry later. And he made the joke, should be more like, cry now, Cry later.
And he's like, let's go listen to Joy Division some more.
He's like, you're so brilliantly broken.
Yeah. And then he tattoos that on himself to match her tattoo.
Yeah.
In the same style, almost perfectly, and upside down on himself.
Yeah.
Turns out he was the tattoo artist all along.
He went to an actual tattoo artist and got most of it done. He got the image and the cry now part on the top done professionally, and then the bottom, the C, the bottom C that starts off cry later. He got that was also done by a tattoo artist. But
he was too embarrassed to get it finished.
No, they showed the scene of she was just too horny to let him finish, and like jumped on his lap in the middle.
And the tattoo artist is like, you can't do that here. You cannot do that here. I have a business license. Anyway, so Eric goes to find Rogue. Rogue tries to whisper to Eric and steal his powers, but then they go to the crow zone where he gets crowed and Shelley's soul is saved. They have a few minutes together in a crow adjacent area before she wakes up.
The crow lobby.
Yeah.
Is old crow medicine show in that last scene, or was his last scene when Eric got like fully crowed out?
She doesn't see him in the crow zone, so Kronos has hung up the crow robe.
The robe.
Yeah. The crow.
Thank you.
Yeah. No. When it turns out that he, like, when she wakes up and he's the one working on her, and she's like, "And you were there, and you were there."
Yeah.
Yeah. So she wakes up, and it turns out that Eric's the one who dies, and Kronos is the medic, and he tells her that Eric gave his life for her, but also now apparently it's back in time, and possibly Rogue is still alive, or he never existed.
He doesn't say that he gave his life for her. He says he fought really hard for you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So not even like he gave his, like, it wasn't an exchange. It was like he really tried to survive this overdose. Because they're surrounded by syringes, by the way.
Yeah.
It looks like they've been just trying to give them like Narcan or something.
Yeah, no, this whole thing was just a drug dream. Like, they escaped from rehab and had a drug dream.
Yeah, she found her stash and they went overboard, and tale as old as time. You know, then he went to the crow zone and
open and shut case.
Your Honor, I rest my crow.
Sprinkle some crack on him and let's get out of here.
Then, yeah, we get some final voiceover and souls and crows and stuff and roll credits. And that is The Crow.
9 minutes of credits.
Oof.
Oh, bro.
For this movie.
It's like my. Crow number 1, played by Larry. Crow number 2, played by Gustav. Crow number 3.
Played by Raven.
Crow number 4, played by Tilda Swinton.
There were 10 cello players in the, I don't know, the movie orchestra.
That's a lot of cellos. It's a lot of cellos.
Yeah, it's a lot of cellos. I mean, there were a lot of everything, but I don't know. That's why this was so long. Is just they got 10 of everybody. The credits anyway.
Oh, crows. So that's it. Any unanswered questions we haven't asked yet?
No.
Will this crow return?
Making back half its budget? No, it won't. The crow will not return. At least not this crow. I think it's time to thumb and rank. So first off, Josh, are you going up or down on it?
I'm going down. I wouldn't watch it again. I didn't hate it, but no. Thumbs down.
Yeah, a thumbs down from Josh. Brian, where are you going?
As much as I want to thumbs it up, it's a thumbs down for me. It had like 3 scenes that looked cool and a lot of talking from Skarsgård.
3 things that look cool and a lot of talking. Al.
I don't want to say that this is an unnecessary remake. Not that there is a necessary remake.
Sure.
But they
Meet the Fockers.
Yeah, Meet the Fockers is the only necessary remake.
yeah, thumbs down.
Down.
It just didn't deliver what it could have.
I'm also going down. There was some cool stuff, but it was mostly kind of boring. And through a humongously long first act. And then finally, guys, it is a superhero movie, so we're going to rank it. Let's see where we're at.
Where does it stand in all the other Crow movies that we've watched?
The original Crow we have at number 63. In between Unbreakable and Batman 66.
Oh,
Woo!
Batman, you've fallen so low.
Our lowest Crow ranking is let's see, we've got the Crow. The Crow Wicked Prayer is at 169, our third lowest rank. This was absolutely better than the Crow Wicked Prayer by like a lot.
Yeah.
That one was terrible. I'm kind of looking through here. Let's see. Silver Rocketeer, The New Mutants, Constantine. Okay. Superman 3, I don't know. I feel like maybe lower than some of these, but
definitely lower than Return of Swamp Thing.
Definitely lower than Return of Swamp Thing.
Honestly, I think lower than Venom.
Ooh, lower than Venom. Yeah.
Maybe better than that Black Adam. No.
I don't know.
Black Adam was still a movie.
Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom wasn't as bad as it seemed like it should have been. Hancock, Madam Web is at 101.
I think it should sit next to Madam Web.
Yeah.
That feels right.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
this is the beginning of a string of really bad movies.
Do we want to put it below or above Madam Web?
Above, I think.
Above.
Above Madam. Al, what do you think?
I was going to say below.
Madam Web was a lot more
I did
fun.
say it, actually.
Okay.
I just did say it.
You did. I don't know. I found Madam Web more fun, but
Oh, hang on. No. Put it below Supergirl.
Below
Supergirl.
Ooh.
Squeeze. Squirt. That's right.
Squirt. I don't know. I can live with that. I don't think I care enough about it, honestly.
Yeah, you'd be surprised what I could live with.
Yeah, especially when it comes to this. All right, so we're putting The Crow 2024 in between Supergirl and Hellboy 2019.
That feels right.
Yeah.
Good with that.
Right next to another unnecessary remake. And that is it for The Crow. Next time on Harmless Phosphorescence, we are going to be watching Joker Folie à Deux. Joker Folie à Deux. Next time on Harmless Phosphorescence.
I haven't seen it yet. I've been waiting for
Neither have I.
I tried.
waiting for this.
Couldn't get through it. But we'll see now.
Yep, we'll see how that goes. Joker Folie à Deux. Next time on Harmless Phosphorescence. Until then, thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. This has been one of your hosts, Drew Smiley. I am now leaving the Crow Zone.
I'm Josh Cece, and I'll see you at Crow Zone 2025.
Fuck this place. I'm rehabilitated. I'm Brian Lesh.
I'm Alaric Weber, and I'll never forgive the barbed wire.
No.
Ever. My true enemy.
We'll see you next time, everyone. Bye.